On my recent trip to Lake Tahoe, I explored 5 hiking trails in 3 days. It was an incredible experience, but there are things I wish I knew. Where do you park? How do you find a trail? How difficult is the hike? Is it wheelchair and stroller friendly? Can you bring your dogs? In this video, I'd like to share with you my experience and what I have discovered. First up, it's the Monkey Rock Trail, located in northeast Lake Tahoe at Incline Village off of State Highway 28. Parking was plentiful and easy to find. There were roadside parking off of Highway 28, but I chose the parking lot instead. For GPS navigation, I used Tunnel Creek Cafe as the destination. The Monkey Rock Trail begins next to the Tunnel Creek Cafe parking lot. The trail itself is 2.6 miles round trip and takes about an hour and 15 minutes to complete. The trail is very bike friendly. You may have to get off and push the last few hundred feet, but even that was relatively easy. There was a bike rental store located just behind the Tunnel Creek Cafe, and I saw many bikers took advantage of it. Besides the Monkey Rock Trail, I also saw many lovely bike trails nearby off of Highway 28. The first half of the hike was very easy, as it was a slow incline on relatively flat roads. There were some shades along the trail, and the view was only a preview of things to come. There are no signs or markers that tells you how to get to Monkey Rock. You just have to follow the main path. The second part of the trail was more challenging as it was more steep. I had to stop several times for water breaks and to catch my breath. The most challenging part for me was actually finding Monkey Rock itself, as there were no signs or markers. Okay, in here, the trail splits into two. If you keep going up, it will become something else. Monkey Rock is going to be to the left. So that's where we're going to go. An easy way to spot it, I guess, is look for these yellow markers and this huge tree rock in here. Monkey Rock will be that way. Once you're on the right path, you're just a few hundred feet away from the final destination. Overall, I found this trail to be hiker-friendly, as there were no obstacles and the dirt path provided reasonable footings. Because of the distance and a steep grade, I would not recommend it for wheelchairs or strollers. Finally, we are here. You will see a collection of rock formations. Monkey Rock is just to the right and below. The origin of the Monkey Rock is unclear, but it remains a popular attraction for locals and visitors alike. Most visitors will observe from a distance, but I chose to get closer by making my way down a very slippery and steep slope. At 500 feet elevation, the view of North Lake Tahoe is simply breathtaking. The Monkey Rock faces the west, making it one of the best spots to catch sunset. Overall, this hike is very dog-friendly. Even the smaller dogs should have no trouble making it to the top. "16 miles south of Monkey Rock is a Cave Rock Trail. The Cave Rock can be seen when you're driving on Highway 50 at East Lake Tahoe. For GPS navigation, type in Cave Rock Trailhead as the destination.
In 500 feet, your destination will be on the left.
The parking lot can fit no more than half a dozen cars, so you may have to drive around to search for additional parking. In terms of distance and elevation, this was one of the easiest trails in Lake Tahoe. The hike is less than 1 mile round trip over easy grounds with minimal inclines or obstacles until the end. The cave rock is only 250 feet above Lake Tahoe. The challenge came during my final ascent to the top. The climb was rocky, steep, and very treacherous. For those who are physically impaired, I would not recommend it. Those with dogs, only the hardiest and the most fit can make it to the top. The little ones will have to be carried. Once I reached the top, I was blown away by the views. From this vantage point, I can almost see the entire length of Lake Tahoe. I felt like standing on top of the world, if not on Lake Tahoe itself. Avoid getting too close to the edge of the cliffs. There are no safety railings there. Those with dogs, you should definitely keep them on a leash. Directly facing the west, the cave rock is ideal for enjoying sunsets. Across from the cave rock on the western shores of Lake Tahoe is the Eagle Rock. It can be seen when driving on Highway 89. There is no designated parking lot, so it's just random roadside parking. The Eagle Rock Trail is only 0.7 miles round trip, but it is a steady incline, so it will be a good workout. The top is only 250 feet in elevation. The trail has easy footings for the most part. About 2/3 of the way up, there was one spot that was steep and slippery, and I had to climb on all fours. For those who are physically impaired, that would be your only obstacle. With the partner's help, I think it's still doable. If you have dogs, the trail is definitely feasible. For the little ones, they might have to be carried just for that one short stretch. The final climb, although rocky, was relatively easy. Perched 250 feet above Lake Tahoe, the view was stunning. Be careful not to get too close to the edges, as the footings were treacherous and there were no protective railings. If you have dogs, make sure they are leashed. "20 miles south of Eagles Rock and on the southwest corner of Lake Tahoe is Emerald Bay's Vikingsholm Trail. It's one of the most popular trails in all of Tahoe, so the small parking lot is often full. Dogs and bicycles are not allowed on this trail. Next to the parking lot, at the start of the trail, there is a vantage point that affords a spectacular view of Emerald Bay below. The trail is 1.7 miles round trip over easy grounds with no obstacles. The challenge comes during the return trip going back up the slope. The trail has a steep grade of over 8%, so it's not very friendly to wheelchair or strollers. However, I saw multiple baby strollers on the trail. Once you see Vikingsholm, the Emerald Bay beach is just around the corner. Emerald Bay is a popular travel destination. It's great for swimming, picnic, barbecue, kayak, paddleboarding, and other water activities. Emerald Bay is a popular stop for many Lake Tahoe boat cruises. I was on board a paddle wheel boat MS-62 when she made a brief stop. We were very close to the shore and I could see the Vikingsholm clearly. Overall, I found the Vikingsholm Trail at Emerald Bay to be quite relaxing. It was more like a walk on the beach than a hike. Located 1 mile south of Emerald Bay is a lesser-known trail called Cascade Falls. For the GPS system, I used Bayview Campground as the destination, as the trail starts at the parking lot. The parking lot here is huge, and you should have no trouble finding spots. From the Bayview Campground, the hike is about 1.5 miles round trip. The trail started out innocently enough, but it soon became more challenging. There are no signs or markers throughout the trail, but once you found the beaten path, you should not get lost. Although Cascade Falls is only about 200 feet in elevation, I found the trail a bit more challenging. The trail was often rocky, narrow, and treacherous. I slipped and fell multiple times even under dry conditions. I recommend hiking with a partner in case assistance is required. For those who are physically impaired or require wheelchair or baby strollers, this hike is not feasible. If you have dogs, they should be able to negotiate the trail. Smaller ones might need to be carried during stretches. As we got nearer to the falls, the ground became more mossy and slippery. Ooh, yeah, we're slippery. Despite wearing good hiking shoes, one of my hiking partner and I both slipped and fell at nearly the same time. We came at the end of summer. Instead of a waterfall, we only found a stream. The best time to visit will be spring or early summer, when the melted snow will feed the roaring waterfall. Nonetheless, Cascade Lake itself is a beautiful place to visit. You can also see Lake Tahoe beyond. It was my first trip ever to Lake Tahoe and I fell in love with it immediately. If you appreciate natural sceneries and love to hike, there's no place better. Thank you for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons.